Hello, everyone. Attraction isn't about looks, it's about presence. We've all met people who seem to turn heads the moment they enter a room, not because of their physical appearance, but because of something deeper, something intangible. It's the way they carry themselves, the way they make others feel, and the silent confidence they exude. True attraction is never just about external beauty, it's about energy, presence, and the unspoken aura someone brings into a space. Think about it. How many times have you met someone who, by traditional standards, wasn't the most physically attractive, yet they held your attention effortlessly? They didn't need to be the loudest in the room. They didn't need to demand attention, but somehow people naturally gravitated toward them. That's because presence is something felt, not seen. It's not in the way you look, it's in the way you exist. Presence is about being fully engaged in the moment. It's about showing up with a sense of certainty, an inner stillness that says, I belong here. It's the quiet confidence that doesn't need validation or approval. When someone carries themselves with an air of self-assurance, it influences how others perceive them. People are drawn to certainty. They're drawn to those who don't seek attention, but effortlessly command it. Attractive people aren't necessarily those with the most symmetrical features or the perfect physique. They are the ones who make others feel seen, heard, and valued. They move with purpose, they listen intently, they don't fidget, they don't rush, and they don't try to fill every silence with unnecessary words. They embrace stillness, knowing that their energy speaks louder than their voice. When you understand that attraction is about presence, everything shifts. You stop trying to impress. You stop seeking approval. Instead, you focus on becoming fully engaged, fully confident, and fully yourself. That's what people remember. Not the clothes you wore, not the hairstyle you had, but the feeling they had when they were around you. Physical beauty may catch the eye, but presence holds attention. It leaves an imprint long after you've left the room. If you want to be truly attractive, forget about looking a certain way. Focus on being a certain way. Because in the end, it's not about how you appear, it's about how you make others feel. Your energy speaks louder than your words. Long before you open your mouth, people have already felt your presence. It's not the words you say, but the energy you bring that determines how others perceive you. You've probably experienced this yourself. You meet someone, and without them saying much, you either feel comfortable and drawn in or uneasy and distant. That's because energy is a language of its own, and it speaks louder than anything you can verbally express. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed the mood? Without hearing a single conversation, you could tell whether the space was tense, lively, or welcoming. That's the power of energy. It's an unspoken force that influences interactions, relationships, and even opportunities. People may forget your words, but they will always remember how you made them feel. If your energy is warm, confident, and secure, people will naturally be drawn to you. But if your energy is uncertain, tense, or desperate for validation, they will sense it even if you try to mask it with words. Attractive people don't just communicate with words, they communicate with their posture, their eye contact, their stillness. They don't rush their movements or speak just to fill silence. They exude a calm certainty that makes others feel safe and intrigued. When you master your energy, you don't need to constantly prove yourself. You don't have to force connections or seek approval. Your presence alone does the work for you. The truth is, words can be misleading, but energy never lies. Someone can tell you they're confident, but if their energy says otherwise, you won't believe them. Someone can claim they're happy, but if their energy carries tension and unease, you'll feel the contradiction. The most magnetic people are those whose energy aligns with their words, those who embody their confidence rather than just talk about it. When you focus on cultivating the right energy, you naturally attract the right people and opportunities. You won't need to seek attention because your presence will already command it. The key is to become deeply aware of what you project. Shift your focus from saying the right things to being the right way. Because in the end, it's not what you say that leaves a lasting impression. It's the energy you carry with you. Confidence is felt, not spoken. You can tell when someone is confident not because they say it, but because they embody it. Real confidence isn't loud, boastful, or attention-seeking. It's quiet, steady, and undeniable. It's in the way someone moves, the way they hold eye contact, and the way they remain calm in situations that make others nervous. You don't need to announce confidence when you truly have it. People simply feel it. Think about the last time you met someone who carried themselves with certainty. They didn't need to prove anything. They weren't the ones constantly talking about their achievements or trying to impress, yet there was something about them that made you take notice. That's because confidence isn't about what you say, it's about the energy you bring into a space. It's the way you own your presence without needing external validation. The mistake most people make is believing that confidence is something you tell people you have, but the moment you try too hard to convince others, you reveal your insecurity. True confidence doesn't seek approval, nor does it try to control how others perceive it. It simply exists. It shows up in how someone walks into a room without hesitation, how they speak with conviction even when they use few words, and how they remain unshaken by opinions. People can sense whether your confidence is real or just an act. Words may be able to deceive, but body language, tone, and energy never lie. If you say you're confident, but your posture is slouched, your voice is unsure, or you hesitate to take up space, people will sense the contradiction. On the other hand, when confidence is genuine, it radiates effortlessly. There's no need for exaggeration or forced bravado. It's simply there. Confidence is about trust in yourself, in your abilities, and in your worth. It's not arrogance, nor is it dominance. It's the quiet assurance that no matter where you are or who you're with, you belong. And when you truly believe that, you don't have to say anything. The world will already know. The way you carry yourself determines how people treat you. Before you even speak, people make judgments about you based on how you present yourself. Your posture, your energy, and the way you move all send signals about who you are and what you expect from others. If you walk into a room with your shoulders slouched, avoiding eye contact, and hesitating in your steps, people will assume you lack confidence. But if you stand tall, move with intention, and look people in the eye, they will instinctively respect you. The world reflects back the energy you project. People are wired to respond to social cues. If you carry yourself as though you are unimportant, others will treat you that way. If you hesitate to take up space, they will overlook you. But when you present yourself with quiet confidence, when you show through your body language that you respect yourself, others will follow suit. It's not about arrogance or trying to appear superior. It's about owning your presence and setting the standard for how you want to be treated. You've likely experienced this before. You meet two people, one who speaks with a shaky voice, fidgets, and avoids direct engagement, and another who moves with certainty, speaks with clarity, and remains composed. Who do you naturally trust more? Who do you instinctively respect? That reaction isn't random. It's the result of how they carry themselves. And the same principle applies to you. The way you walk, the way you shake hands, the way you respond to challenges, all of it sends a message. Do you move like someone who believes in themselves, or do you carry the energy of someone seeking permission to be there? People are constantly picking up on these subtle cues, and they will mirror back the level of respect you show yourself. When you understand this, you stop worrying about what others think and start focusing on how you present yourself. You begin to walk with purpose, not because you are trying to impress, but because you know you belong. You start speaking with certainty, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust yourself. And when you do this consistently, the world takes notice, because at the end of the day, people will always treat you based on how you carry yourself. Silence is more powerful than noise. In a world that never stops talking, silence stands out. While many believe that power comes from being the loudest voice in the room, true influence is often found in restraint. Silence is not weakness, it is a statement. It forces people to pay attention, to lean in, and to listen more closely. Those who master the art of silence know that words are not always necessary to command respect. Think about the people who naturally draw attention. They are not the ones constantly speaking just to be heard. They are the ones who choose their words carefully, who listen more than they talk, and who are comfortable with stillness. Silence creates anticipation. It gives weight to the words that follow. When someone who rarely speaks finally does, people listen. Why? Because silence builds value. Noise is everywhere. Conversations filled with empty words, social media posts fighting for attention, voices competing to be the loudest. But when someone is silent, they create space. They show they are in control, not reacting impulsively to everything around them. Silence exudes confidence. It shows that a person does not need validation from others. It is the difference between reacting and responding, between impulse and intention. In difficult situations, silence is often the most powerful response. Arguments lose their fire when met with quiet composure. In negotiations, silence makes people uncomfortable, forcing them to reveal more than they intended. In leadership, silence gives others the chance to speak and feel valued. A well-placed pause can shift an entire conversation. Silence also speaks in ways that words never can. The way someone holds their gaze, the way they pause before answering, the way they listen intently, all of these communicate more than words ever could. Silence is the language of presence, of wisdom, and of strength. It is not the absence of communication, it is a different, more powerful form of it. Those who rely on noise to prove themselves often lack true confidence. But those who embrace silence understand its power. They know that sometimes the most impactful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Because in the end, it is not the noise that commands attention. It is the quiet, steady presence that refuses to beg for it. Magnetism isn't about being loud. It's about being unforgettable. Many people believe that to stand out, they need to be the loudest in the room. They think attraction comes from speaking the most, drawing attention to themselves, or making sure they are noticed. But real magnetism isn't about volume, it's about presence. It's about leaving an impression so strong that even when you are not around, people remember you. The most captivating individuals are not necessarily the ones who demand attention. They are the ones who command it effortlessly. They do this not by being overbearing, but by being intentional. They know how to listen with depth, how to make others feel seen, and how to carry themselves with quiet confidence. They don't need to announce their worth. It is felt in how they move, how they speak, and how they make others feel in their presence. True magnetism comes from authenticity. People are not drawn to those who try too hard to impress, but to those who are deeply comfortable with who they are. When you stop seeking attention and start focusing on being, you naturally attract it. The more at peace you are with yourself, the more others are drawn to your energy. Magnetism isn't about convincing others to like you. It's about showing up as someone they can't ignore. Have you ever met someone who didn't say much, yet their presence lingered in your mind long after they left? That's the power of being unforgettable. It comes from a sense of self-assurance that doesn't rely on external validation. It's the ability to speak without words, to inspire without effort, and to leave a lasting impression without forcing it. People may not always remember exactly what you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, when you listen intently instead of always speaking, when you make others feel valued, you create an experience they won't forget. That is magnetism. It is not about being the loudest, the flashiest, or the most attention-seeking. It is about depth. It is about authenticity. It is about a presence that speaks louder than words. Because in the end, the people who are truly magnetic are not those who demand the spotlight, but those whose presence shines so brightly that they become the light. Attraction isn't about volume, it's about presence. The way you carry yourself, the energy you bring, and the confidence you exude determine how people perceive and remember you. True magnetism isn't found in noise. It's in the quiet power of self-assurance, in the way you move, listen, and exist with purpose. People are drawn to those who don't seek attention but naturally command it. Your confidence is felt, not spoken. Your silence can be more powerful than words, and the way you present yourself influences how the world treats you. The secret isn't in trying to impress, but in becoming someone who doesn't need to. When you embody quiet strength, authenticity, and purpose, you don't have to chase attraction. It finds you. So carry yourself with intention, embrace the power of silence, and let your presence do the talking. That's what makes you truly unforgettable. Thank you.